Welcome to the Always Dream Bigger podcast with me, Bree. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. I'm literally falling over. Okay, we're all good. I am so excited you're here, and I am just so freaking pumped. Welcome to episode 20. Literally episode 20. I am absolutely shook that we're already here. I honestly feel like I just started this podcast, and the time has just flown by. So first, let this be a little reminder for today to go after your dreams, because if you guys remember in episode 1, I was terrified to do this. I had so many doubts. But I pushed through them. I felt the fear and I did it anyways. And we're literally here in episode 20. So let's dive right into it. Oh my goodness. Today's topic just feels so on point for episode 20. I just feel like number 20 is a milestone. Also, it's one of Emmett's favorite numbers to count to right now. So we are going to celebrate by talking about the fact that dreams do come true. Dreams do come true. I say this all the time. My podcast is literally like, that's what my podcast is about. So dreams do come true, and I promise you they do. You just have to allow yourself to believe it. Believe it, because you deserve it. You are worthy. You are so capable, and they are literally so possible. So freaking possible. Start taking inspired action. And if you're like, I don't know what action step I'm supposed to take, decide what it is that you want and start brainstorming a list of action steps that you know you need to take, right? Like if you're starting a business, you know you need a name. First you need to figure out what kind of business you're starting, obviously. But is it a business where you need a name? Is it one where, it's on social media? Like, what is it? Are you trying to create content? Well, then obviously you have to just start creating content, start posting. You get my point. You start taking the inspired action. You create those action steps, the plan. And when you get those random pops of inspiration where you get these ideas, take action on those. That is the most incredible inspired action where you get those random ideas, right? Where you're like, oh, I should do this, or oh, this is a good idea. And then a lot of times we stop ourselves, right? 5 seconds later, we're like, no. Or we come up with an excuse on why not to. Stop doing that. Start taking that action and doing the thing and going towards your dreams, because like I said, they do come true. So that is my first big thing about dreams coming true is, of course, to take inspired action. I know I've said that before, but we are getting into something really incredible in a minute, and I'm so excited because oh my goodness. But before we get into what I've been doing, I wanted to share that you have to take your inspired action when you feel called to do it, or you get those little tugs. Start heading in that direction. But one thing what I wanted to get into that I said is really amazing is vision boards, dream boards, right? I remember doing these in school all the time. They're so fun, first of all. You can get so creative with them. But one thing that I started doing is putting mine as the background on my phone. And I started making them, I go through Pinterest and I find, all the vibey pictures. And I put them in a big collage and I make it all cute. And I save it on my phone as the screensaver. So I see it all the time. And I'm not always staring at it, thinking about it. My brain just registers that I'm seeing it with my eyes, even if I'm not consciously noticing. But point is that the amount of dreams that have come true from doing that just in the last year is so insane. I had a bunch of huge ones come true 2 weeks ago. I literally took a weekend trip to Disneyland. And so first of all, the big dream that came true was going to Disneyland and seeing Radiator Springs, because fun fact, of course, I've been to Disney a lot, Disney World. I had never been to Disneyland. And so that was a big thing that I always wanted to do. And I got to do it as a girls' weekend with one of my best friends that I met on Instagram. And not only that, but we ended up being there at the same time as 2 of my other friends I met on Instagram. So we all got to meet up. It was so fun. It was literally so dreamy. But I've had pictures of that on my board, on my phone screensaver since last year. And like, it's funny because 3 months after I put them on there, like we had already started planning and booking the trip. And it's just so crazy how much it helped. And I know like some people are going to roll their eyes and be like, oh, okay, whatever. But vision boards are immensely helpful. Like, I feel like it's a constant reminder to get inspired and take that action and get into that energy of like, this is literally happening. Like, this is happening. So create your vision board, take that inspired action, literally let yourself envision and believe that it's possible. And also a big thing is like not making it like seem like such a huge thing, pretty much like making it like a normal everyday life, right? Like for a long time I put Disneyland on this huge pedestal, like it was this big thing that was like so hard to accomplish. And when I finally stopped and I was like, no, it's just like another trip we would take like any other one, it's like poof, I stopped stressing about it. I stopped like I said, I stopped putting it on that pedestal, and I just let it flow, and I let myself believe that it could literally happen at any given moment, and it literally did. And it's just incredible, like the energy shift that it brought. So, oh my goodness, like don't put things on pedestals. Understand like they are so easy, like they can just flow to you. Literally at any time, anything can happen. Like your biggest dream could literally come true in 5 minutes. You don't know. So allow yourself to remember that as well. But oh my goodness. I really hope that you create a vision board. I hope that you are taking that inspired action, because I know I say it all the time. I am literally just like on repeat when it comes to taking inspired action. But it's so huge. Like we get these ideas and a lot of times we don't take that action. Like, you get an idea to make this post or do this thing or reach out to this certain person or, whatever it is, start this certain business, and then like you kind of just shove it to the back of your mind. And you should be taking action on that, because oh my goodness, it's amazing. Now, before I leave you and end this episode, I want to say that I know that sometimes we have these dreams where we want something to come true and it like hasn't. I want to say that it hasn't yet. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to. And again, that thing could happen in 5 minutes. You don't know. But when it happens, it's going to be more magical than you could even imagine. So that's something I also remind myself of, because, of course we have things where we want it to happen and it doesn't, and it's a really big bummer. It can be like a heartbreak. And so just remind yourself, like, you know what? It could still happen. Just because it hasn't happened yet in my time doesn't mean it's not going to happen in the right time. And also, if it's not meant for me, then something better is. So remember those things, because they will also help you get out of those little funks when you start to feel like things are not happening for you, or, like if you like miss something, like you feel like you missed something because it didn't happen and the time you wanted it to, or the way you wanted it to, just remember that the universe never misses. So open yourself up to incredible things. But I'm going to hop off my soapbox here and stop taking up your time. Just remember, dreams do come true. They really, really, really do. So thank you for coming. Always dreaming bigger with me. And I hope to see you in the next episode.